All right, hey YouTube, it's Beef Brisket, and today we're gonna play a little One Painful Year challenge. If you're coming in here from episode 0 where I explained the settings, then you'll notice this is a new one. I had some recording and audio issues with my first run, so we're gonna try this again. Same settings, same rules, and let's get right into it. The one mod we have is Pills Random Spawns. We have to wait for reloading Lua. Custom sandbox. One Painful Year challenge. Which again, if you want to see all of the settings, then check out episode 0. And this is the settings we're going to do for the character. Not exactly 100% ideal, but it's what we're going to do. And again, let's hit it up with the 5 randomized button hits, and then we'll start. Lewis Carver. This guy looks like he's going to do a good job. Let's go. So not only was there recording and audio issues with my attempted first episode, but I also spawned really close to where the CDDA challenge starts. And I'm very familiar with that challenge, and I know where to go and what to do, and I'm kind of looking to be sort of stranded in the middle of nowhere, somewhere where I don't know, or at least somewhere where I'm not as comfortable playing. So hopefully, we're not right there again. All right. First things first, we're going to loot the kitchen. That's wild, seeing wire in all this stuff in a sink cabinet. That's weird. Let's take some of this, maybe not all of this. And maybe I'm just not clicking it right, but it seems like I'm not. Oh, there we go. We can drink out of the sink. That's good. And just casually, we're just going to sort of look around this starting house. I know that paper clips can be used for fishing, but I don't really have much of a use for them right now, especially in the winter with this character setting. So I'm just going to let that sit for right now. I'm going to take the notebook in case I feel inclined to make a journal, which sometimes I do. I might for this series. Let's see if we can figure out where we are. Actually, if there was a pan in there, I should get at least some sort of weapon, even if it's not a good one. There we go. And maybe I should just preemptively attach it to my back, so I have easy access to it. I don't have any clue where I am. I don't, like I think I mentioned in episode 0, but if you haven't checked that one out, I don't have the best map knowledge, and one of the key parts of this challenge is no world map and no help looking online or any of that stuff to figure out where you are. So That's one thing I'm really looking forward to, is kind of trying to figure out where I am and doing that on my own without any help. Another key part of this challenge is going to be very different for me, is that the zombies can open up the doors and the windows, which I've never played with zombies that can navigate before, so I'm probably going to die to that at some point. I foresee that happening, that I'm going to forget and think that like I'm safe because I shut a door behind me, and then a zombie's going to walk right up behind me and bite me in the neck or something. So it looks like I'm probably somewhere out in a rural area, because I know that the zombie settings are set to very high, and already we're only seeing a couple out here, which when I'm in the city on this challenge or on these settings with zombies, it seems like they're just overrunning the place. So we'll start this out, hit some zombies, push them. Maybe one of these guys has a watch, huh? Nope. And right now, I'm just going to wear all the layers that I can. Any amount of heating up I feel is good right now in the wintertime. So I'm going to prioritize, even if it's just the tiniest amount of insulation, I'm just going to wear as many layers as possible, and then I'll upgrade as I can. Hey, we got some boots, that's good. A little bit more protection on the feet than the sneakers. So one thing I want to make sure that I do on this first episode is talk about some of the YouTubers that actually got me into doing this. The first one I'm going to mention is a guy by the name of Clan Hawkins, C-L-A-N Hawkins, and he mostly does, well, not mostly, but I mostly knew him for his Factorio stuff, and he's pretty knowledgeable about Factorio, and he likes a lot of sim games, and he's a lot of fun to watch. He played a playthrough of Zomboid when this new build came out, and that's really what got me into the video game. And then after that, he actually recommended Cromulent Archer, saying that Cromulent Archer has some really good skills when it comes to moving around zombies. So I wanted to check his stuff out to see how he was, and his series are very entertaining. He's currently doing a 6 months later's in Louisville run, and that one's really cool. He spawned in the mall, which is a very lucky spawn, and it's been entertaining to watch him play. And then the third one I want to make sure to mention is a YouTuber by the name of Vrlhund. It's V-U-L-R-H-U-N-D. He is very good at the game. He's done a lot of really entertaining runs recently. He did a cryogenic winter mod run recently that was brutally tough. I'm surprised he was able to survive as long as he did in that one. He's currently doing a 1 painful year challenge. I believe it's his 3rd attempt at it, and he'll probably last much longer than me. He has many more hours in this game than I do. So, I'll go over some of the rules that I remember. I'll probably have to look and refresh myself on some of them, but one of the main rules was you can't stay somewhere more than 2 nights in a row, or it counts as a hideout. And if you have a hideout, if you use a hideout, you can never use it again. So I'm going to basically try and be very careful about not staying in one place for more than 2 nights, because I don't really want to have any houses or any places to stay off limits for myself. I don't want to limit myself if I die and have to start again and keep track of that stuff. Another thing that is very different about this version is the pitch black nights. Once it gets dark, it is incredibly dark. Even I have the cat's eyes trait on, but even with cat's eyes, it's so dark. It's so easy to die just because you can't see anything that's going on. So something I'm going to mention that you may have noticed is that when I'm attacking with my melee weapon and the zombies get within striking range, there's a green outline around them, which indicates when I'm able to hit them. By default, this is turned off. It's in the options, I believe it's like weapon indication. It's on for ranged weapons, but not for melee. And I turn it on for melee because, at least in my mind, it seems like it makes sense that my character would kind of know when they're able to hit one of these zombies. Like if I think for myself, if I was in a zombie apocalypse, I just kind of know when I was able to hit a zombie, right? Like, I don't think I'm going to swing and miss and be like, whoops, thought I was close enough. So I just sort of take that green outline to mean my character's innate sense of depth and knowing where something is. So I broke my saucepan, and I guess I do have a hammer I could use, but I want to be careful with that because the hammer is a tool so useful. And I don't know when I'm going to find my next hammer. So this guy has a knife of some sort, so maybe I could just knock this guy down and steal the knife and use that as a weapon until I find another one. But yeah, I don't want to use the hammer, especially not until it breaks. Because getting a hammer and saw is going to be a pretty high priority. So something also that oh, hunting knife. I thought that was a kitchen knife. Hunting knife is good. Let's see, what is the condition? Not awful condition. Let's see, what was I going to say? I was going to say something, but I don't know if it was important. Yeah, I'll just move past that, because otherwise I'm just going to be silent thinking about what I was going to say for a while. If I remember, I'll put something in the description afterwards. Okay, looks like that's a lake, possibly the river. Maybe if I go up here I can get some sort of sense of where I am. Yeah, I don't know. This kind of looks like it's going to be the river, but again, I have very little map knowledge. Out of certain areas I know pretty well, and then a lot of areas I just don't know at all. The edge looks a little bit inconsistent for what I would expect for the river, but let's actually get right up to the edge of it and look out as far as we can. And if we can't see the other side, that's probably going to be the river, I think. I'll walk alongside it a little bit just to get an idea. Yeah, I think that's the river. So that helps me know a little bit about, in theory, places we could be on the map. I don't have any clue where we actually are, but that eliminates a lot of the map from where we could be. Let's go down here and see if we can find anything. Whoa! Alright, it's getting a little bit more populated over here. My back's to a bunch of zombies. That's never a good plan. Letter opener. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I wear 2 watches, and the reason I do that is because sometimes I need 2 alarms. I don't see a lot of people wearing 2 watches, but for instance, if I'm fishing, there's certain times of the day and morning where fishing is more effective than other times. I believe it's like 4 to 6 a.m. and then like 6 to 8 p.m., but I could be off on that. It's been a while. So let's say I'm really interested in fishing during those times. I'll set 2 alarms. And it's also one of the reasons I have 2 different styles of watches. If you have one, then you have to open it up and then select each alarm separately. If you have 2 different styles like red and black, or any 2 different colors, then you can set the alarms independently. It's really a minor thing and very nitpicky, but something that I do. kitchen knife. That's good. That's another weapon. So I'd like to find another house, but I feel like if I go this way, it's going to be a lot of fighting. Let's see what's in the other direction. I'm just kind of orbiting out from this central house that I started in. This is more what I had in mind for a start for this game. I didn't know if it was going to be somewhere I wasn't familiar with in a dense urban area, which is entertaining too, or out in the middle of nowhere. But either way, I'm glad that we're not starting somewhere where I have a preconceived idea of a strong strategy of where to go and what to do. You know something I'm not doing that I probably should do? I very rarely use knives, so I'm not as well versed with using knives, but I should be trying to figure out how to do the finishing move, the one-shot chin stab move. I'm not really thinking or considering that right now. I'm just kind of stabbing him. Yeah, I don't really know how to do it. And I don't want to end up getting bit because I'm trying too much. So I'm just going to stick with the stabby stab for right now. Crashed car. A lot more zombies. This is looking kind of promising, though. I think there might be something over here. Today, I'm probably just going to stay at the house I spawned in. Oh, hey, I just stabbed. There's a one-hit kill. That felt kind of dangerous, though. You have to get really close for that. Wow. Yeah, it feels a little dangerous. But I'm sure it's very, I mean, it obviously is very effective. I'm going to rip some clothing. Oh, another thing to note on this mode, this challenge, is that there's no zombie respawn. So there's a lot of zombies, but they don't come back, which is nice. I like that. I like the feeling of if I'm running through and killing all these zombies that I'm making some real progress. I like the standard way with respawn too. It's a different flavor. With respawns, it's kind of nice because then zombies become a resource. Like once you get strong enough at fighting them, then you can depend on zombies. Like some of them have axes in them, a lot of them will have knives, and like in my CDDA playthrough, oh, that's a lot of zombies. Let's get out of here. I should probably focus on what I'm doing and not talking as much because I'm not quite used to it yet. On my CDDA playthrough, I use primarily spears. And one of the things about spears is you need to have a lot of knives to cut the spears. And when the zombies respawn, there's just this infinite supply of knives, because you just keep finding zombies with knives. Another thing I'll mention about my personal settings and the way I have it is that I turn the this isometric cursor, I turn up the opacity of it to I think 50%. Hey, I can take this map, because you are allowed to use these maps because they don't actually tell you where they are, they just sort of show you the different cities. So you're able to use these maps in this mode, but not the world map that shows like you are here and everything you've explored. That's off limits. See, there's a zombie with a beret. Let's just... I know there's zombies following me a little bit, but I just want to get a little bit of the lay of the land, so I'm going to just sort of walk on out. See what we can see out here. Oh, there's another house. Very good. There's another couple houses. That's great. That means I'm going to turn around. I'm going to head back. We're going to spend the night in our starter house, and then tomorrow we're going to come out here and loot this stuff. That'll be next episode. Beret. Let's wear that. I'll feel fancy now. Look at us. Look how cool we look. Ready to do some killing. And hopefully, in that little shed that I just saw, there will be a better weapon for me. I don't know if there's anything I can take apart with just the hammer and not a saw to get some planks. But I'll check that out when we get back to the house, and if so, I'll at least use some planks or something. Maybe create a spear or two for some weapons, because otherwise we're going to be out of weapons. I'm getting thirsty. I don't think I have a can opener either. That's going to be an important thing to get. So priorities for tomorrow is going to be getting a decent weapon, a decent couple weapons, preferably. Finding a can opener if we can. It'd be great to find a saw. It'd be incredible to find an axe. I don't know if that's realistic to expect or hope for. But if we can find an axe, that would be just great. Man, that guy's not going down. Hey, there's a leather jacket. That's going to be nice. Stay down. Get head stomped. Leather jacket. Completely useless condition. I wonder, does it still warm you up, though? Let's see. Temperature. Let's wear it. I wasn't looking. I don't know, but I'll wear it until I find something better, until I find something that's not broken. Let's put the kitchen knife over here. And yeah, tomorrow's going to be tough because we don't have a weapon. I wonder if I can get into this car, or if it's too smashed up to get into any of these seats. We'll find out. Maybe at least see if there's an unlocked trunk. Nope. And can we get inside? Doesn't look like it. What about this side? Nope. That car is useless to me. And I already looked in this shed, didn't I? Yes, I did. There just wasn't a whole lot in here, unfortunately. And you can disassemble things with just the screwdriver and the hammer. Let's try that. Let's see if we can get ourselves a couple planks or something. No plank there. Fair enough, my carpentry skill is super low. Let's figure out which room we're going to stay in tonight so I can just mess up a bunch of other doors. Well, let's take apart this door. We're definitely not staying in here. And this is also another one of the advantages of starting with a high strength, is that if I get some planks, I can carry them, I can use them as weapons, and I don't have to worry as much about how incredibly heavy they are. Because they are heavy. Alright. Well, I am very thirsty, so let's take a drink. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. I'm having a tough time clicking on that one. I'm having a tough time clicking on anything, apparently. Drink. Am I able to click on this bathtub? Is this bathtub just not gonna have it? Alright, now I'm gonna do some exercise. I start my exercise early, and I do it often. When I start out with a character like this with such low fitness, because you get exhausted so quick with this low of fitness. And it's just good to get ahead of that as quick as possible. I don't know much about exercising. I don't know what the optimum way of doing it is, but I just try and max out the regularity on burpees to begin with. I just maximum time I go until I'm can't move. The next day is rough, but you know, this is how I do it. It's probably not optimal. I'm not sure. This is one of the areas of the game that I'm not very knowledgeable about. There are some areas I know some things about, but this is not one of them. So, if you guys know how I should be training fitness to be optimal, please let me know. So I'm gonna rest. I don't know if that even has a point, since I'm just planning on going to sleep, but I am gonna go sleep. And I guess that is it for the first episode. Let's sleep, make sure we make it through the night, and then I'm gonna sign off. All right, here we are, day 2. Looks foggy. Is it foggy outside? Or is it just dark? It might just be dark. Either way, that's all I have for you for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you stick with me through some more episodes and see how long I can survive before I end up dying. All right. I'll see you on the next one.